Hey everybody, welcome to Harmon Garage. I'm Aaron, and it's a wonderful day here in sunny Alabama. It's just not very sunny and there's a chance of rain, but what do you do? So today we're going to do something we've done before, but it's not our normal niche, I guess, and we're going to have fun doing it. So I've shown this to you guys kinda sorta in a bonus content video I did a couple weeks ago, but you didn't really get to see it and I didn't explain it fully. So this is gonna be a will it start. This isn't my vehicle. Kinda storing it for a buddy, and I told him I would help him get it running and moving, and then he can go on and do with it as he pleases. But I told him I'd see if I could get it running for him. And if I'm gonna try to get it running, why not bring you guys along for the ride? So we have a 1964 Chevrolet Impala SS Convertible. All original, numbers matching car. It was a triple black car. They had a white top put on it, and I believe it's had one repaint. All the trim, stainless, badges, everything that's supposed to be on this car that you don't see is in the trunk. This was a fully optioned SS, and the only parts that are missing that he needs to complete this car is the padded dash, which it's supposed to have, and the console mounted tack. It had both of those originally. It's on the build sheet, or if you check the tags, it's supposed to be there, but over the years they've come up missing or gotten stolen or whatever the case may be. But this car's been in his family for a really long time, and it's been sitting under a shed, the same place I got the diesel truck and the Blazer from, for at least 35 years. Current condition, nothing's been done to it. I should have showed you guys that, but watch this. Door closed, door open. It's just beautiful. It's not, I mean, it's not a fully restored brand new car, but it's in really good shape for what it is. Interior needs to be redone, but it has all the SS badging, console, everything. You can see the holes where the padded dash is supposed to be. It's just not there. Keys in it. Been sitting for 35 years. I'm not going to get too close to the interior because there might be snakes in it, and if you watch the channel regularly, you know I don't really do snakes. So anyways, we don't need to be inside anyways. Everything we're going to need to do is up here. So let me get the hood open and we'll see what we're working with. Wait a second. Did I mention we're still doing the t-shirt giveaways? That's right. Gonna be doing a t-shirt giveaway in this video also. And the winner of the t-shirt from the last video will be announced at the end of this video. If you're new to the channel, a little rundown. All you have to do to be eligible to win a Harmon Garage t-shirt is be subscribed to the channel, hit the like button, leave a comment, do random number generators or random comment generator. Whichever one it picks is the winner, and I send you a free shirt. So leave me a comment, chance to win a t-shirt. I've already given away like 5 or 6 of them, and I'll keep giving them away till I don't feel like doing it anymore. So make sure you comment and have a chance to win. We're gonna get this hood opened up here. Make sure there ain't no snakes down in here, because once again, not my cup of tea. This thing has been sitting, well, like I said, for 35 plus years, and it shows. Bring you guys in here a little closer so maybe you can see some of what I'm looking at. that. Radiator looks dry, no surprise there. Had something of an air filter blocking it off, but the spiders were still able to get in there. Looks like it's got a 4-barrel intake with a Holley carburetor on it. Carburetor's not stuck, that's good news. Pull our dipstick out. It's got oil in it, but it's low. And it smells like crap. So we'll go ahead and add some oil before we try turning it over. Other than that, not worried about power steering fluid. Question is this thing gonna roll over or not? Well, I kind of sort of got it to turn enough by hand that I'll put a wrench on it and see if it'll turn. But first thing I'm going to do is go get some motor oil. It's barely on the dipstick, so I'll pour about 2 quarts in there just so it's got something in it. And yeah, I'll pour some oil in there, get a wrench, see if we can't get this thing to turn over a little bit. Okay. Well, we're starting off good again. I went in there and got oil and forgot to get the wrench to try to turn the motor over, but that's no big deal. I woke up this morning to notifications that there's an extreme heat advisory in Millport, Alabama until 9 p.m. this evening. So I'm going to try to remember to drink plenty of water while I'm out here doing this, especially since it's kind of overcast today, so you don't really realize it's as hot as it actually is. But if I pass out on camera, hopefully I'll wake up and be able to edit the video so you guys can watch it. I think it'd be kind of funny. Alright, there we go. Got a couple quarts of oil in there. I know these oil jugs may look old and nasty. I actually found them in the trunk of another car, but they were unopened, brand new. Better than nothing. Fill it up, and I don't have any new oil around here. I'd rather have the level be full and have something in there. So it'll do it for now. If we get it running and want to run it for an extended period of time, we'll change the oil in it. But for now, we just want to see if we can even get it to run. I'm going to go grab the ratchet and the socket that I should have grabbed when I went and grabbed the oil, and we'll see if we can get a couple rotations out of this thing. Okay, got a ratchet and extension and socket and everything else. I just got the wrong size, so hold on again. Alright, let's try this again. Did I grab the right size this time? Hey, look at that. Alright. Well, maybe the motor is stuck. It only moves a little bit. Well, I can help it and make it move, but I can also take the spark plug wire, or take the spark plugs out, spray some looby-dooby down in there, and don't look like they'll be too hard to get to. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the plugs out, spray something down in there, and let that sit for a little bit while we mess around with some other stuff. Okay, I got a paint marker. I'm going to go ahead and mark these spark plug wires so I know which one's where. Just so if I don't have to take the distributor apart, then I'll just be able to stick them back on here. Okay, got those all marked. I don't think this thing has ever been run on these spark plugs. They honestly look like it's never even been started. Which wouldn't surprise me, because they were in the process of redoing it when it got parked. And like I said, it just sat there for 35 years, so never know. Yeah, that one looks brand new. Never fired before. Alright, got that side out. That one looks like it's got a little carbon on it, which doesn't make any sense because the other three don't look like they've ever been used, but maybe they changed out the other three and not that one, I don't know. Get these out, see how they look. Number 2, never been fired. Number 4, never been fired. Number 6, pretty clean. And number 8 is carboned up. I don't get it. I don't know why those last 2 cylinders are carboned up, but they are. So I'm gonna go spray this thing down with some penetrating oil or something. Give it a chance, and we'll see what happens. Okay, while we're letting that penetrating oil soak in those cylinders, I got a little wire brush here, and I'm just gonna attempt to lightly clean up the back of the block here so I can stick my phone down in there and see if I can get a picture of the casting number, just so we can figure out which motor we're working with. Hopefully I can get down in there where I can see it. Throttle cables and everything else in the way. So I'm sure at some point or another this motor is going to have to come out before the car's done. So if it comes out, I'll probably have part in it, and I'll figure out then. But 64 Impala SS, it's either going to be a 283 or a 327. I think he told me it was a 327, but I'm not 100% sure. But it probably is. So I'm going to get the camera out of the sun for a few minutes, let it cool off, and I'm going to let that penetrating oil soak in there for a little bit, and then we'll come back and see if we can get it to turn over better. Okay, it's been sitting here for about 30 minutes with the penetrating oil in it, so I'll give it a little whack and see if we can get it to move. Oh, it's going. Just keep working it back and forth. There it goes. Just had that one little spot. I think part of it might have been the belt rusted in the pulleys, because she's spinning over good now. So don't feel any drag, spinning real free. I think it may be time to hook a battery up. Let it crank over a little bit so we can blow all the rest of that crap out of the cylinders and see what happens. So I'm going to grab a battery. Got a positive cable here, negative cable here. That'd be two things that we'd need to hook a battery up. Then I'll go get my trusty old will it start button, hook it up, and we'll see what happens. Alright, got my winch battery off my trailer, because it's the only battery I got. Got it hooked up. Looking around, making sure I don't see any smoke or flames or anything like that. See if I can get down in here, get this start button hooked up. You're sweating really bad and you got the battery hooked up, you shock the crap out of yourself on the battery post on the starter. There we go. At least we know we got a good cable and we got power down to the starter. So, see if I got this hooked up good enough. Nope, guess not. Maybe the starter's no good. Try something else. Alright. I got to thinking about it as I was walking to get a screwdriver to try to do this. And being that I just pushed these on here, let's make sure we got a good connection. There we go. Let it spin over a little bit. Shoot all that penetrate and move out. You can tell it's got a little bit of compression because it's shooting it out pretty good. But I don't want to heat this starter up too much because it's been sitting for 35 plus years. So I'll let it rest for a second and then I'll spin it over again and make sure we got her cleaned out. Alright, I don't really see anything coming out of the cylinders anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and put all the spark plugs back in. And then we'll move on to the next step. And that'll be checking to see if we got any power. Where we need power when we turn the key on. So I'll get the spark plugs back in. And then we'll start testing that stuff. Alright. I got all the spark plugs back in. Except for number 1. I got all the wires back on except for number 1. Brought my power probe out so I can check for power where we need it to see if we're going to have any ignition. Now, I've had the battery hooked up for probably 15-20 minutes. Hasn't burnt to the ground yet, and seems okay. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the key on. When I turn the key on, we should have power at the ballast resistor and at the coil. So I'm going to turn the key on and then we'll take the power probe and check our coil and our ballast resistor and see if we got power. Okay, key's on. Still don't see any smoke or fire or anything anywhere. I'm hoping. Still got good connections on stuff. And I've got 12 volts. Alright, I got voltage and I got a ground. So the chances of this are very unlikely that we actually have spark without doing anything. But I don't even know if this wire would conduct spark, but we'll find out. I'm gonna put this spark plug up here, maybe. Just gonna have to hold it. But put it up here. See if we got any work. And of course we don't. So first thing I'm gonna do is pull the cap off, and it's gonna have points, so we'll check our points because I'm sure they're gonna need to be cleaned up. They're probably all corroded over and not making any contact, so we'll do that first and we'll go from there. So I'll go grab a screwdriver so I can take the cap off of that distributor and see what happens. Alright, cap out of our way. There we go. Okay. The rotor looks good. Rotor looks pretty much new. Cap looks pretty much new. I don't know. The sun and the glare and everything. Don't really think I can get you guys in there where you can see, but I'll try. So. I'm gonna get in here. Oh yeah. Points are trashed. Alright, I'm gonna take this rotor off. My buddy just showed up. I'll be back with you guys in a few minutes. Okay, well, went home and cooled off and dried off for a minute, ate some lunch. Starting to feel a little sick from the water in the empty stomach and whatnot, so went and ate a little bit of food, dried off, changed my shirt. Now we're back at it. And according to one weather outlet, I've got 10 minutes till it starts raining, and according to another one, I've got an hour. So I'm gonna get on it, see how much I can get done. I just got a piece of emery cloth. I'll fold it in half here. Get it in between the points, maybe. There we go. Try to sand these points down a little bit. Okay. I'm not gonna say they're perfect, and I might actually do them just a little bit more, because I want to. Alright, now they look better. Okay. So, guess I can hook my battery back up. Oh yeah, got connectivity there now. So I'll go ahead and put our rotor back on. Get that done. Alright, like I mentioned earlier, the rotor looks good, the cap looks good. Now we know we have spark, so we should, hopefully, as long as our coil and everything is good, should be able to get spark now. So let's see if I can get you guys where you can see this. I'm doing my best here, guys. This isn't my okay. Put this up here. Alright, got no spark coming from our coil. I know the coil, or I know we got power. Don't really understand. Maybe I'm not getting a good ground. I'll try one more time and then we'll start testing our coil. Yeah, we got nothing. Alright, I guess we'll find out if our coil's any good or not. Okay. I'm just going to kind of show you guys what I'm doing because I can barely see it, so you're definitely not going to be able to. But if I go on my ground side of my coil, which is the side coming from the distributor, I've got 12.3 volts, which is good. That's what I want. Now if I take my power probe and shoot a ground to it, which is what the distributor does when the points do their thing. If I do it, shoot a ground to it, I'm getting a very little, very faint spark. So the coil's working. Got good voltage, but it may be weak. But I'm gonna check and see. I guess I got it plugged back in now. I can do that. Well, no, I can't really do the same thing because I'm only gonna get spark here if I'm on that cylinder, which it's not gonna be. So I'm gonna crank the motor again, and I may not be getting a good ground on my plug to test with all this rust and everything. I'm gonna crank it over and look and see if I get a faint spark. If not, I might go get a coil and throw on here. I don't see anything coming out. I think, let's see if I can get my same little tiny spark off of this. I'm not getting my spark off of that. Maybe I don't have good contact on that, on the points yet. Maybe the condenser's bad, I don't know. But I'll pull it back off, see what I can see, and go from there, I guess. Well, I was tinkering around with the distributor and the points and all that stuff, trying to get spark, and I found the ground wire going from the distributor to the coil was almost broken completely through and growing stuff. So I cut that off, took that off, stripped it back, put a new connector on it, hooked that up. Still didn't have spark. Took the cap back off, went in there and kept flicking the points a couple times and whatnot, and I finally got it to where I had spark on my coil wire where it went to the cap while I was cranking the motor. So I put the cap and everything back on. Got weak spark at a spark plug, but that could be everything's rusty. I could just not be getting a good ground. Regardless, I finally have spark, ready to pour gas in and try to fire her up. And remember that rain that I was talking about coming? Well, it's here. Probably isn't showing up very good on the video, but it's coming down. So I'm hanging out. It looks clear on the back side of it. I'm hoping it don't rain too long. It dies down and starts to pour, and dies down and starts to pour. So I'm just kind of cleaning up the shop, hanging out and waiting. Stops raining, we'll finish the will it start on this old Impala. All right, well, it stopped raining for a minute. Like I said, during our rain intermission, or whatever you want to call it, I finally got spark to the #1 plug, which reminds me I need to go get the wrench and tighten it down, put the wire back on. But we got spark to #1 plug. I've got some gas here, and I didn't tell you guys this earlier, but before I ever got the motor to crank over, I cut the fuel line going to the pump, which I don't think is going to make a difference because whatever gas was in here 35 years ago is probably either rotted through the bottom of the tank, which I don't know, I haven't checked, or it so gummed up it ain't moving or whatever. But I'm sure there's nothing in there, but just in case, I cut the line anyways. I'm going to grab a socket and tighten up that plug real quick. I just threaded it in by hand, so I got to tighten it, put the wire on, and then we'll dump some gas down her throat and see what she wants to do. Okay, before it rained we had spark. Do we still? Hope so. and go ahead and get some gas down in this thing. See what happens. Dang it. Trying. Definitely trying. Battery cables are getting hot. Doesn't have a choke. Probably flooded out. But I heard it a couple times. It's trying. Let it cool off for a minute. See what happens. Alright, well, I had some really promising tries. I mean, she's got spark. When I can get some fuel down in there, she's trying. I had it a couple times. I think I just need to get some good fuel down in there and charge the battery up. It's been running, you know, I've been cranking on it quite a bit today. And today just might not be the day to do it. I mean, it cleared up a little bit. You saw I started filming again, but these clouds are circling around my shop. Actually, those clouds over there are going that way, and these clouds over here are coming this way. And they all look kind of nasty, and we've already had some bad lightning when I was taking my intermission because it was raining. I swear lightning hit Waldo over here, and the dang thunder was so loud it about knocked me out. And so today just must not be the day. So we're gonna leave it here. I'm gonna go and call it a day and run and do some things I gotta do. And then when we get back Monday morning, that dang old thing's gonna start one way or another. So y'all stay tuned. I'll be right back. All right, well, we got past all them rainstorms and everything else. Back out here again. See if we can get this thing to start. See what happens. Man, it's so close. Just needs that last little bit to push it over the edge. This old thing's gonna run one way or another. close. Okay, well, this thing is so close to wanting to start, but it just won't push over that last little edge. And I got to looking at it good, and if you look down here, it's leaking gas out between the carburetor and the intake manifold. And when it's cranking over, when it sounds like it wants to fire, it makes a whistling noise, which usually you get a whistling noise if you have an intake vacuum leak. So I can't pour any fuel in the vent tubes on this to get down in the bowls, because it takes like 2 drops and it fills up. So something's restricting that from going in there. And the rear fuel inlet on this carburetor is plugged by a spark plug. That's plugged by a spark plug. That's plugged by, yeah. Regardless, what I'm trying to say is, the choke blades are taken off of that carb. That thing looks like it got set up for a wide open throttle race application. And not even that, because it doesn't even have the secondary bowl hooked up on the carburetor. But regardless, I don't trust that carburetor. I know with me pouring stuff down in the throat, even if the carburetor's no good, it should still start, and it's trying really hard. But I think it's got a vacuum leak, and that could be keeping it from starting. Got another Holley carburetor right here that should bolt right on, and I can at least pour fuel down in the vents and fill the bowls up with that and go from there. So I'm gonna change the carburetor over real fast, and don't know that it will make a difference, but we'll see if it does. All right, I've been trying and trying and trying and trying and trying and trying off camera to make this thing start, and it's fighting me with everything it's got. Spark plug wires on it are 35 years old. They're junk. Not getting good spark to the cylinders. So my buddy told me that you can't put an HEI in this because it hits the firewall. And I believe him, but because I need spark, stronger spark, and I don't have it, I'm gonna verify for myself that an HEI won't fit. So I got an HEI distributor over here. Got an HEI distributor, and I'm gonna try to put it in. See what happens. So let's see how it goes. My pops is back in town helping me out. He's over cooling off in the shade for a minute. It's pretty stuffy out here today. But you'll see him in the next couple videos because he's back to play for a little bit. So I'm gonna have to pull this coil out also. And I'm probably gonna go see if I can find a regular distributor tie down, if this even fits in here. If it doesn't, there we go, that's loose. Whoa, that just shocked. Whoa, I'm gonna unhook that because it is shocking the crap out of me. I'll be right back. They weren't lying. The distributors aren't that easy to get in here, but I can say an HEI does fit in a 64 Impala without beating the firewall in. So got the HEI in it, put all new plugs and all new wires in it, because obviously the reason I put the HEI in was because I didn't have any wires that would fit on the other one. So put the HEI in, new plugs, new wires. So now we should have decent spark. And see what happens. Alright, try some starting fluid. Oh, forgot I don't have a hot wire. You gotta hold it on there. That would help a little bit. Alright, let's try this again. And it runs. I don't think it'll run on its own, but it runs. So. Alright, one more time. There it is. She runs after sitting for 35 years. Dad's going to try to rev it and see if we can get some fuel out of the bowl in there, but I don't think it's going to do it. Get enough in there to get it started and see what happens. Nope. Keep drizzling gas in there after it starts. Or not, because the fan's blowing it all out of there. Well, that's good enough. Like I said, 35 years of nothing, and now it's running. I only took a distributor, plugs, wires, carburetor, you know, nothing major, but there it is. 64 Impala SS Convertible runs. And maybe next time we'll see if it moves. Alright, well, had a couple friends stop by. The owner of the car, I called him, he came over because there's a lot of people that like this car and were excited about hearing it run and whatnot. So they all just left. Pop's just left for the day. He's got to go do something with my mom and all that. So, but I tried to get it running the way it was, but it just didn't work out for us. I had to change the carb, put that HEI distributor on there. But as you saw in the video, that wasn't no smoke and mirrors. Edited for YouTube stuff. As soon as I put that distributor on and put the new plugs and wires in there, I put some gas in it, and when I remembered to put for some reason the wire was hot going to the ballast resistor, but when I took it off the ballast resistor and hooked it up to the coil on the cap, it wasn't hot anymore, so I had to run it straight over to the battery. And when I went to start it, I forgot to put it on, but then when I put it on the battery, you guys saw it kicked right off, and that's actually what it did. I mean, I didn't already have it started, the motor wasn't warmed up, nothing like that. Like as soon as I put the HEI in there and got the new plugs and wires and all that, it literally busted right off. After I got done filming, the owner came over. We got it to stay running a little bit longer with the just trickling the gas in the carburetor. He said he has a brand new carburetor for it he wants to bring over, so I can put that on. And once he gets that new carburetor over here, we'll hook up to the mechanical fuel pump, see if it's working. If it is, then we can put a fuel jug over there and let it sit there and run for a little bit. But I want to hook up an oil pressure gauge and make sure it's got oil pressure and stuff before we let it run too long. But he's super excited. He said it's been his family's owned this car for a really, really long time, since the 70s sometime. And he said it was every bit of 35 years that it's been sitting. And he was really excited to see it run. And it got him kind of pumped up to want to do stuff to it now. So he's pretty excited. I'm pretty excited. Pretty cool. 1964 Chevy Impala SS Convertible. I'm gonna leave everything the way it is for right now, because I'm sure we'll start it up again. So, but that's gonna do it for this video. I'm gonna pause you guys for a second, and I'm gonna go find out who the winner is of the t-shirt giveaway from the last video. And just a reminder, we're doing a t-shirt giveaway in this video too. So make sure you hit the like button, leave a comment, and that you're subscribed. That's all you got to do. You're entered for a t-shirt. So let me figure out who the winner from the last video is. I'll come back, let you guys know, and we'll finish this up. All right, just did the random comment generator, and the winner of the giveaway shirt from the last video is, it's supposed to be a drum roll, but apparently nobody's helping me out here. GM Ray. GM Ray, send me a message on my email, which is in the description, or messenger on Facebook or Instagram, and get me your size, your address, and we'll get a shirt out to you. So that's gonna do it. Super excited about the Impala. It's just a cool old car, and my buddy that it belongs to, really excited about having it running. So thank you guys for watching. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be able to do this. Y'all have a good one. Don't forget to leave a comment so you can win a t-shirt, and we'll see you next time.